Modern Warfare 2 2022, arguably the biggest COD title of this generation, not because of what the game will bring content-wise or gameplay-wise or anything in between, but because of the fact that it has the tough task of keeping this game franchise alive for years to come, since we are approaching a different time in the age of Call of Duty. This will be the first modern COD title ever to get a full 2 years of play while we wait for Treyarch to make their game for 2024. No COD game has ever had the more important task of needing to be a good game than here and now with Modern Warfare 2. That is why I believe we should be asking the question, is this Call of Duty's last hope for the future? And believe me, I've seen my fair share of people use that statement in recent years with other titles, but here and now it has never been more vital, especially with the thought in mind that the last COD title, Vanguard, is the worst Call of Duty game ever made. I know there are people who might disagree and say games like Ghosts and World War II are worse, but I truly believe the COD community and video game community in general dislikes Vanguard enough to where they can all say that that is the worst one. And so, with that in mind, it puts a lot of pressure on Infinity Ward to get it right with their new title, of which is a sequel to Modern Warfare 2019. A game in which, speaking from my perspective, I believe is an overrated game and not as good as some say it is. I love that game's campaign, but the rest of it is simply just not up to par and mediocre at best, from the multiplayer to the Spec Ops mode, of which pretty much died after the first 2 weeks of release. But of course, we are here to talk about Modern Warfare 2, a game that will include everything from its predecessor, campaign, multiplayer, and Spec Ops, along with a new mode in DMZ. And as somebody who is currently studying marketing, specifically digital marketing, in grad school and graduated with a concentration in marketing, I can so far say that I am very much not impressed by Modern Warfare 2's marketing. I think it's lacking in all the places that it shouldn't be lacking in, mainly its two core modes in Spec Ops and multiplayer. The campaign, from everything we've gotten so far, has actually been marketed very well. Now, whether it's a good campaign remains to be seen, but by all accounts, considering their last campaign was actually very good and they are showing the public a lot of this game's story, it raises confidence that they think it's going to be a good game. And overall, the campaign is the thing I'm looking forward to the most in this COD title. But as I said, multiplayer and Spec Ops have not gotten their fair share, which worries me more than you think. As of this video being put out, we are currently a month and a couple of weeks away from the game's release, and we have not gotten any gameplay of either Spec Ops or multiplayer, which again, this close to release, is very worrying. Not one time in COD's history has this ever happened. Usually in the past, games would be shown off months and months before in advance to give people a taste of what's to come. Sadly here, they are waiting to the very last minute to show it off come the middle of this month in September. And I don't want to hear the excuse from people saying that if it's a sequel to the last game, why would they have to show off anything if it's going to be some of the same stuff? To use an example, everyone I think regards Modern Warfare 3 as essentially a copycat of Modern Warfare 2, but yet the multiplayer trailer for Modern Warfare 3 was released in April of 2012. April of all months, and recently in years, it seems the window of months beforehand when we see stuff is shortening and shortening by the next title we get. I miss the days when we could see games early by also still enjoying the current one we play. It seems like that we simply don't get that anymore, and people have just lost all faith and confidence in the devs and studios, but mainly Activision anyway. But here now, with this new game, we are approaching a 2-year gap with no title in the year of 2023, so by all means, yes, this game will have a much more importance to the franchise than just about any other COD title we have ever had. And yet here I stand knowing that we are only getting the beta to the game a month prior, and whatever changes will end up getting made will probably not be up to par with what the game should be getting when it releases. I can only hope that Modern Warfare 2 will be in a nice and finished state when it releases, but I have a feeling there's a good chance it won't. And so, kind of delving into all those things that we've talked about so far, I do want to talk about all that I would love to see this game implement that could end up making it a great title for me and many others. And we'll basically start off with that last point that I just mentioned. First and foremost, The game needs to be a finished title on release. If too many components are missing, or at least key materials to the game, like a rank mode, for example, then I will not be a happy person. We should be way past even remotely having the thought that a game will release in an unfinished state. This game has had a longer development cycle than some previous titles we've had in recent years, like Cold War and Vanguard, so I should really expect that they keep to their word and give the public a good finished game. Secondly, social and community experience. This is something that I really feel has been lacking in so many of the recent entries to the franchise, that it feels like COD has lost its sense of fun when not playing the game. Whether that be in the in-game lobbies, or doing things that don't involve playing the game like theater mode accessibility, emblem maker, or something like Paint Job from Black Ops 3, which allowed you to create your own camo for your own gun. It's things like this that hold such a special place for so many COD fans and why they continue to come back and play the game, at least they did in the old days. It feels like that last true version of a social experience that players had was in the headquarters in World War II. Even if it did completely and literally rip off the tower from Destiny and Destiny 2. Call of Duty really just needs that community experience back again. Sadly, apparently, there is a leak already that details one of those main core social experiences that will not be returning, which is lobby disbanding. Lobby disbanding, for those who don't know, is when you finish a game and you get taken back to the lobby, only instead of staying with the lobby you were in previously, you are completely moved to a new lobby with different people. So right off the bat right now, that's a point off from me on the social side of things. Now, communication, I think we can all agree, is key to a healthy relationship, no matter what kind of relationship it is. And so in this case, it would bode well for the studios to be able to be transparent with their community and fans as much as possible. We've seen in recent years that that has only gone down even more as the games come out. Talking to your players is so vital that if Infinity Ward can really uphold that relationship, then they are looking really good. Constant updates on bug and glitch fixes, updates on weapon buffs and nerfs, and any changes from any part of the game. That is crucial for letting people know what's going on so that everybody is up to date, so that they're not going into an everyday session of playing Call of Duty blind to what, you should be updating your community on. And on top of all this, of course, we know they are not going to do this, but it is a wish of which I know many like me wish we could have with all of our Call of Duty games, and that is removing microtransactions and the Battle Pass tier system completely from this franchise. With how greedy of a corporation Activision is, and the fact that this is the final game that we are getting under the stewardship of the old Activision that is not owned by Microsoft, we will most definitely see those microtransactions, of which cost 1/3 of a game's total price, be shoved into this game. Removing the Battle Pass tier system would also go a long way, since it seems like nowadays that is the only thing people play for and not the traditional prestige system. A prestige system of which, by the way, you absolutely have to bring back. The seasonal prestige system that has been started in Modern Warfare 2019 needs to be removed completely. It is an unlikable prestige system that has no merit or any wanting to give a player a reason to continue leveling up, especially since you reset players' levels after each new season without their choice. I really do miss the days where I could rank up and get a prestige logo and hit level 55 and continue going to my wanting, and then if I wanted to reset my prestige all the way back to the beginning, I had that choice if I wanted to. When you disallow players to have that choice, it makes it feel like they are being held down. And here I am really mainly just talking about multiplayer. I could speak enough about campaign as it is, considering that's mainly the only thing I have enough confidence in, and it seems Infinity Ward feels the same as well. They must clearly like what they have in the campaign, and I don't blame them for it, considering Modern Warfare 2019 actually had a pretty good campaign. And even then, with something like Spec Ops, you are already losing all my confidence right back. We know nothing about this mode other than it's confirmed that it will be a quote-unquote evolved version of the mode. Like, please elaborate what you will be changing to the mode to make it more evolved. This is what I mean by when I say I'm worried, because you tell me something like that and I'm interested and I want to know about it, but you won't tell us anything. And again, the same goes for the new DMZ mode that they are releasing as well, which is going to be their new version of Escape from Tarkov, which is a very well-respected game in the community that a lot of people do really like. We are literally a month away from this game and we know nothing about any of these games. As far as concrete, hard details, we know absolutely nothing. And even after talking about all of this, we also have the conversation around Warzone 2, which, sorry to all the Warzone fans out there, I still don't know why we need another Warzone. I mean, why? Plain and simple, why? What is the point of making another one? To this day, I've said it before, but they should have just stuck with Blackout as the main battle royale and made it be its own thing and constantly update it. There was no reason to make 2 more battle royales. It takes resources away from areas that need it, and to this day, ever since battle royale made its way into COD, the games just haven't been the same, and you really honestly cannot deny that. It feels like all COD is nowadays is focusing on the battle royale and nothing more, because that's where the money is, which really sucks because that's not how it should be, especially when BR is already polarizing as it is and doesn't suit any one player from another. Lots of people don't like that style of gaming and would rather be more comfortable playing the arena style shooter type mode. I myself will not deny that I am not the world's best BR player, and sometimes find myself realizing that it simply isn't my style, and so maybe this is my bias coming out, but also I've seen the conversation shift a little bit, and BRs have gotten stale faster than most metas of gaming that I've personally ever seen. Everyone wants to be Fortnite from a battle royale perspective. Everyone wants to be Fortnite from a business perspective, which is why every game and its mother has a battle pass and a BR to it. If I had the control of Call of Duty, I'd get rid of all that stuff in a heartbeat, minus the battle royale, of course, just cause it is already there, and that would be taking away a lot of people's work and hard-earned dedication that they put into it. All that stuff is simply just not COD, but only what COD thinks would help their game be popular and good, and that's just the total opposite. COD has lost its identity and sort of taking on a new one that's not what the franchise is known for. It feels like COD nowadays doesn't know who its audience is either. It, at one point, pertains to older audiences with their campaigns and their stories, but then when it comes to their online stuff, it all feels like they are trying too hard to appeal to younger audiences who, shocker, came from games like Fortnite, which is why the game technically feels like it's Fortnite 2.0. Call of Duty since the beginning of the modern era went from being a T-rated game for most younger audiences and older teens to a mature rated game that very much was so focused on the older audiences, and no kid I know would play a game like that. And Vanguard, it feels more like a T-rated game than Call of Duty 3. If we are comparing a recent game to an older game, if you look at a game like Vanguard, it really does feel like it's just more of a T-rated game than something like Call of Duty 3, as I just mentioned. And trust me, I know that because Call of Duty 3 was my first Call of Duty game. I remember that game pretty well when I played it. I mean, I don't really know. I apologize for that little rant there. I know this is meant to be a video essay, and it's okay to talk about that kind of stuff, but I just needed to get that off my chest. Things have to be different, and I don't know if Modern Warfare 2 is going to change that, or if Microsoft acquiring Activision will change it either. Modern Warfare 2 has to impress me if I am going to stick around, because if not, then it looks like I'm going to go right back to playing older games again until the new Hogwarts Legacy game comes out in February, because that is a new game that I am really looking forward to. I don't even know if Warzone 2 will bring me in. The only thing that gives me some level of hope for it is that it sounds like we will be going back to the non-loadout era style, and it will take us back to what Blackout did. So hey, we will just have to wait and find out, I guess. But honestly, at the end of the day, I'm getting older and I don't know if my life will always be around gaming, because as it stands, Modern Warfare 2 will be the last Call of Duty title that I play as a younger guy. Once we get to 2024 with Treyarch's new game, either I'm going to still be here doing YouTube and being in the gaming space, or I will be working a 9-to-5 job at some place in the entertainment sphere. I certainly at this point don't know which one it's going to end up being, and I know recently I've been having a lot of fun and receiving a lot of support playing Diner Turn from Black Ops 2 Zombies, but that won't last forever. It just won't, especially if I'm going to try to go for #1 in the world, which once I reach that point, if I do, there would be no point in playing it and uploading it anymore. So again, I am praying, hoping this game turns out well, as I know a lot of you are hoping to, because if the game does end up being good, that's probably where I'm going to take my YouTube channel as well and just spin it off from there and just focus on Call of Duty related stuff for Modern Warfare 2, and maybe, just maybe, if Warzone 2 attracts me and pulls me in, I might also go over there as well. But I'm going to leave it off there. What I would love dearly is if you all could leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. And also, like this video, as it did take a while to make and edit along with writing up the 5-page script for my commentary. I would really appreciate that. It would go a long way. Thank you all again. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't and if you are new, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Be safe, have fun playing video games, whatever it may be, and I will see you guys all very soon. Bye.